What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Mad Hatter's Reef, and today we're going to be doing something very special. We're going to finish up our eKoral Pro Setup and Calibration, so let's jump into it. What's going on, guys? My name's Jeff, and this is the maddest of the Hatters, Mad Hatter's Reef. And if you're new to what we're doing here, this is where I talk about everything saltwater tank related. So if you love saltwater tanks like I do, gently press that subscribe button in the face. Alright, guys, so today we're going to be finishing up our eKoral Pro setup. So that's enough out of me. Let's jump into it.
Alright, guys, so if you haven't seen part 1 of the eKoral unboxing and setup, I strongly recommend that you hit the pause button on this video. Check out that video. There's a link down in the description below. Watch it, come back to this one, and then you're going to be up to speed. Otherwise, you might be a little lost. Everybody up to speed? All right, good. So first thing that we're going to do is mount the bracket on the back of the eKoral. And what this does is basically makes it very easy to hang your eKoral core on a board or somewhere within your stand. And it is a very awesome system. I was very impressed with it. Very easy to do and felt very sturdy once it was all put together. As far as the mounting components that they give you, you have a metal bracket that goes on the back of the eKoral. Then you have a bracket that goes onto your board or your wall or wherever you're going to mount your eKoral, and it gives you a number of options to do that. You have some drywall screw mounts in there, some wood screws, as well as a couple other different options. I did jump around a little bit when I was putting the mounting system on the back of the eKoral, so I would probably just hold off on putting this on until you've calibrated your system, or mount the system and then calibrate it. One or the other. I wouldn't do what I did here, where I basically put the mounting bracket on the back of the eKoral and then started calibrating my system. All it did was make for a pivot point for the back of the eKoral, and just kind of moved around a little bit more than what I wanted it to during the calibration process. So next up, I started the calibration process of the eKoral, and the first thing I did was I got all the probes out of the packaging and kind of lined them up and started to connect them where I knew that they were going to go on the eKoral. And I was really impressed overall with the experience of calibrating the probes. It really was just as easy as taking the probes, plugging them into the eKoral, and then taking the app on my phone and simply following the instructions. When you turn your eKoral on for the very first time, it is going to prompt you to calibrate your probes. But if you don't do it right off the bat, at the very bottom in the right-hand corner, there's 3 dots. If you click on that, it'll bring you to the settings screen. And the second section down, eKoral settings, the first option there is calibration. Once you click on that, it's basically a bunch of tabs at the top. You have pH, salinity, ORP, and water level. And at the bottom of those screens, as you click on those tabs, it says start calibration. One thing that I absolutely love here is that they tell you the last time that you calibrated your probe. Now, if you go back to your settings screen on your eKoral app, there just below the calibration section is alerts. What I would like to see in the future is that you can take that last time that your probe was calibrated and create an alert or a notification or something to notify you when you need to recalibrate your probes. But that aside, it is incredibly helpful to have that information as to the last time your probe or the level sensor was calibrated, to just make sure that you're staying on top of it, making sure that you are calibrating your probes, because it's important to calibrate your probes every 6 months. Some people do it even more frequently than that. Ultimately, it is important to calibrate your probes as often as you possibly can, due to the fact that you are relying on that information that that probe is providing you. So right here, I started to get into the calibration process, and I started off with the pH. And one thing that I found interesting about the eKoral setup is that you use both the probe that you are calibrating and the temperature probe, which is something that I've never thought about, but makes perfect sense, especially when it comes to salinity, because salinity can be impacted by temperature. But something that you're not going to see me do in the calibration process was drying off the probes, because I was doing that behind the camera and didn't really want to be shaking off fluid all over the eKoral as well as my cell phone. But overall, the process of calibrating the probes was pretty painless and easy. You basically click on the tab of the probe that you want to calibrate, and it gives you step-by-step directions how to calibrate that individual probe. So once everything was calibrated, it was time to put them in the probe rack, and I went with the innovative Marine Custom Cradle XL. This guy can hold 4 probes, 4 dosing tubes, and 1 ATO return tube, and it's a absolute beast. One interesting thing about this probe rack is it has what they call a magnetic catch, and basically what it does is it gently holds all of the probes in place magnetically. You don't have those little plastic screws holding in the individual probe. One thing I want to make clear is that this isn't part of the eKoral system. This is actually an individual probe rack that's available on Amazon, and I'm going to be doing a review on that, so there's going to be a link down in the description below that will take you to that review once it's completed. Once I had all the probes calibrated, it was time to set up the EK level sensor, this is a very unique thing to the eKoral system. The EK level sensor uses ultrasound to read the level of the water constantly. Now, the reason that the EK level sensor is so unique is the fact that most systems use an optical eye or a mechanical float switch. Now, the problem with optical eyes and mechanical float switches is that they can fail. Where you have something that is using ultrasound that is above the water level, the probability of a snail crawling in it or salt creep impacting it is minimal. The calibration of the eKoral level system is really easy. All you do is go into your settings, calibration, and click on the level sensor, hit the button, and it calibrates. Basically, all you have to do is put it in position first, then calibrate it. One thing that I was able to do with the EK level sensor and the eKoral was I created a rule, and basically on the home screen there's a if-then section. You click on that and you can create your own rules, so if something happens you can create a opposite reaction. And what I did was, in my sump, if the water level rises more than 1/4 of an inch, that it will shut down my protein skimmer. Now, when I did this, I used the app, and there's a if-then button at the bottom, and it's really basically just selecting the outlet and the sensor, and then corresponding what you want to have happen when something changes. You don't have to write any code. It's very, very simple to do. Now, the benefit of setting up this rule on your EK level sensor is that it can potentially prevent something like this from happening in your sump. So I have the EK level sensor set up in my protein skimmer chamber on my sump, and if the water level changes drastically enough, the EK level sensor will shut off my skimmer and prevent something like this from happening. So all in all, I am very impressed with the eKoral aquarium controller. I think that it is a good tool for people that aren't completely immersed in the world of writing code and just want to have a controller that is simple and easy to use. All right, guys, so if you want to check out the eKoral system, there's links down in the description below. There's also some codes there. They're going to save you some money when you purchase your eKoral system.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Oh, I almost forgot one thing. Let's pick ourselves a winner. And today we're going to be going to the auto random comment generator type thing to pick ourselves a winner for a $25 gift certificate to Premium Aquatics. Let's jump into it.
All right, guys, here we are. We're going to be picking ourselves a winner. And to enter to win, all you need to do is be a subscriber, Mad Hatters Reef, hit the like button, and leave a comment on any video, and the following week we pick ourselves a winner. So let's hit that random pick winner button, and Jason Ward, you have won yourself a $25 gift certificate to Premium Aquatics. Jason, I will be reaching out to you, and I believe you are a Mystery Reef Box subscriber as well. Thank you for all your support and being a subscriber of Mad Hatters Reef.
That's going to do it for today. Congratulations to the winner of the $25 gift certificate, and I will see you guys next time right here with a brand new video.